Hi everyone, welcome to the Celebrity Diaries. As a prestigious otherworldly pioneer, she has confronted her portion of difficulties, including fierce connections, public battles, and the tensions of distinction in the local congregation. Yet what lies behind the sparkling veneer? How has her life formed and been molded by the untidy real factors of confidence, love, and public investigation? Go along with me as we investigate the ups and downs of Juanita Bynum's life, uncovering the reality behind the headlines and the intricacies of a battled lady to track down her place in a world that requests flawlessness. Trust me, you won't have any desire to miss this dazzling story of strength, recovery, and the genuine battles of a uber church symbol. Juanita Bynum was brought into the world on January 16, 1959, in Chicago to her folks, Thomas and Catherine Bynum. Being a Capricorn, she surely has that decided soul we frequently partner with this zodiac sign. As a matter of fact, I can continuously detect a Capricorn well in advance. Juanita partook in a meeting with my charm site that her folks were extremely dedicated to their confidence, that they needed to guarantee that she and her four kin fostered areas of strength for a relationship with God. To accomplish this, they focused on it to go to chapel each and every day of the week as a young person. Juanita went through a defiant stage that concerned her guardians, such a lot of that they chose to send her to a life experience school. This change was a defining moment for her. While at the school, Juanita had a critical change and started to see things distinctively in a meeting with Sheen magazine. She uncovered that at only 16 years of age, she felt a calling from God to stand before individuals and offer her message through service. On one hand, it's great that she saw as such a solid feeling of direction early on anyway. I can't resist the urge to ponder how much she probably missed her family during that time, practically like how E.T. needed to telephone home. Being at live in school can feel extremely disengaging, and it's conceivable that Juanita's want to associate with her family impacted her otherworldly excursion. In her book, which you can view as connected underneath, Juanita focuses on her marriage, which started in 1981. At the time, she knew that her better half conveyed unsettled found issues and past injury, yet she decided to wed him at any rate. In the wake of sealing the deal, they moved to Michigan, where Juanita started her excursion as an evangelist anyway. This new part in her life was difficult. She ended up confronting the weighty outcomes of seeing someone with somebody who was a decent counterpart for her. Things turned out to be so overpowering for her that she even viewed as taking her own life. Fortunately, during this troublesome second, her minister and his better half intervened without a second to spare and pulled her out of approaching vehicles, saving her life. Juanita uncovered in a meeting with a BC News that her significant other became harmful, genuinely harming her during their relationship. Regardless of this difficult circumstance, she decided not to share the subtleties with her congregation people group, maybe out of dread or disgrace. Ultimately, her better half passed on her, giving her the keys to their home prior to leaving. This abrupt made Anita feel inconceivably deserted and alone, adding to her close-to-home agony. Thus, of this disturbance, she fell into a profound sadness that made it hard for all her up with her work. In a period of need, she needed to go to public help for help. While it was without a doubt an extreme part in her life, essentially, she no longer needed to manage the negative presence of her significant other. By 1983, Juanita went through a truly intense time, which she depicted as a mental meltdown. This time of serious pressure and profound agony drove her to be hospitalized, where she wound up in a cushioned space for her security. It was a stunning experience for anybody to envision. Feeling overpowered, she started wasting her time, a unfortunate indication of her trouble. Her PCP, noticing her state, offered something disturbing. Whatever is off base with this young lady is locked inside her. Psyche is gone, and she won't ever be correct. For the vast majority of individuals, a mental meltdown can feel like the apocalypse, yet it's memorable's fundamental that it's not unexpected, a necessary sign. While her CPs appear to have a dreary standpoint, it's essential to recognize that recuperation is conceivable. Numerous people have confronted comparative battles and have arisen more grounded on the opposite side. Only a couple of days after her hospitalization, while recuperating at her guardian's home, Juanita had a strong encounter that she depicted as a defining moment in her life. During this time, she felt a feeling of clearness returning, and she accepted that God was addressing her straightforwardly. She related that God said, "Let this brain be in you that is likewise in Christ Jesus," which filled her with a restored feeling of direction and strength. At this time of profound arousing, Juanita started to talk in tongues, a training in which devotees express their confidence through obscure dialects as a type of heavenly correspondence. She shared that the essence of God was with her for 2 entire hours, directing her considerations and associating with her on an otherworldly level. During this time, she envisioned herself remaining in front of thousands of individuals, sharing her message, and tending to those out of luck. At the point when Juanita at last rose up out of this profound experience, she was overflowing with bliss and fervor. She got her cover and went through her folks' house yelling, "I am mended, I am recuperated, God has recuperated me." Her decree was not only a proclamation, it was a festival of her freshly discovered strength and recuperating. It's conceivable that the prescription she got from the specialist begun to take impact here and there. Medicine can assist with people feel improved and think all the more plainly, particularly subsequent to going through troublesome times. It's intriguing how a tad of time can change things. When we permit our sentiments to settle and give ourselves some space, we frequently find new points of view in what Anita's case is. It could have taken only a tad of additional opportunity for all that to adjust in her soul and brain. In the wake of encountering such extraordinary battles, it's vital to be patient and allow all that to stew. Just like a decent pot of stew, it needs the perfect proportion of time to foster its flavors. After her mending experience, Juanita chose to focus on her schooling. This shift showed her devotion to self-awareness and her obligation to her confidence. Anyway, the insights concerning her instructive foundation are not exceptionally clear, and a few sources say they can't check all the data about her examinations regardless of this vulnerability. Juanita herself has expressed that she procured a doctoral certification in philosophy from Truth for Living Book of Scriptures, school situated in Jacksonville, Florida. Besides, training can assume an essential part in forming an individual's vocation, particularly in fields like service and public talking. By concentrating on religious philosophy, Juanita intended to furnish herself with the information and abilities important to lead and motivate others, regardless of whether her instructive history has a few inquiries. Her quest for information shows her assurance to make a significant influence locally. And past plainly, instruction isn't just about getting a degree, it's tied in with engaging oneself to satisfy a calling and offer that insight with others. With regards to Juanita's instructive background, there is by all accounts some disarray when individuals, let's assume it's dim and strange, they imply that it's difficult to come by clear and strong evidence about her schooling in the universe. Sea of diversion and well-known people having a confirmed instructive foundation can truly support an individual's validity, so it's essential to be aware, assuming that Juanita's name is formally recorded among the alumni, or on the other hand, assuming there are any records that can affirm her cases. Questions emerge, like whether she, in reality, paid her graduation charges and took part in the service. Assuming that she did graduate, that is a critical achievement and adds to her clout in her field. Then again, if there are no records, or on the other hand, in the event that her cases can't be supported, it could leave fans and adherents scrutinizing her credentials. In the 1990s, Minister T.D. Jake sent off a strong program called Lady, Thou Art Loosed. This drive was intended to elevate and rouse ladies, empowering and engaging them to become exceptional people with a solid feeling of direction. The actual title recommends a profound individual excursion of beating deterrence and finding one's actual character. The priest understood that his book of scriptures study fundamentally affected the existences of numerous ladies, assisting them with tracking down strength and certainty. Seeing this positive change, he chose to make things a step further by changing the educational plan into a bigger meeting. This gathering turned into a stage for ladies to meet up, share their accounts, and back each other in their excursions. Juanita, a notable figure in the congregation, the local area was welcome to go to this enabling occasion with the direction of pioneers like diocesan Jake and Juanita members, who figured out how to explore life's difficulties and found the strength they didn't realize they had generally. Lady Thou workmanship not only influenced the lives of innumerable ladies, but also made a local area where they could elevate and rouse each other graciously and get prepared for the succulent subtleties, since things are going to warm up in only a couple of years. Juanita made a noteworthy change from being a crowd of people part at the ladies' craftsmanship looked meeting to turning into an included speaker herself. This is a particularly moving excursion. Juanita strongly pronounced, I realize it won't be simple. However, I'm not in the middle of it. No, seriously. During her significant message named Not Any More Sheets, Juanita utilized bed sheets, which she acquired from a lodging servant, to represent her previous battles with wantonness. This visual portrayal grabbed the crowd's eye and filled in as a strong illustration for relinquishing a day-to-day existence loaded up with unfortunate decisions. In her message, she didn't keep down, she tended to ladies. Thanks for watching this video.